morning again. Okay, so today I have a bunch of grown black folk talk quick hits because there's no way to get all of the stuff into one video, but these are things that may be to your interest. The first was on a national opportunity level, and the second is more of a personal story about something that I talked about just a few days ago. Remember, I told you when the lights are on and nobody's home, what you have to do is run? This is the project, the Vanilla Ice Cream Project edition. Just for you ladies that do not know that every community has men like this. Black men feel like black women think that white men know everything they're doing. No. And the thing about it is because white men control so much more of the infrastructure of things, it sometimes could be actually harder to get away from them because they control so much more of things. But the process is the same. And when you hear how these men were behaving, it'll sound familiar. But then the thing about it is men with broken egos are men with broken egos. It doesn't matter what color they are. It doesn't matter what their background is. You still have to get away from them because they still are not going to be able to do themselves or you any good. All right. A couple days ago, somebody slipped me some financial documents. And a black woman who can read financial documents and transactions can be very, very dangerous in a world in which people sell a lot of wolf tickets. Now I already knew something was wrong because people were telling me something was wrong. People were telling me this and people were telling me that. They already telling me that. But I'm one of those people that I don't make moves without evidence. I just collect. You know, people tell me where to find receipts and I just collect. And then people talk too much when they get mad and then they drop additional receipts. But I'm just sitting there. Well, somebody actually pointed me to, hey, have you seen this? So I go down this rabbit hole and I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay. I'm not saying that they are, I'm not saying that the people involved are criminals. There's a difference between criminality and just incompetence. But I told you people sell wolf tickets. So today I just decided to go, and my attitude is I will extend an olive branch because it's like this. We're not trying to start a war because by the time I even speak, I got my stuff in place. We're not trying to do that. I really do believe in terms of I'm not trying to start stuff with people. I also believe in giving people an opportunity to rectify things. I'm a Christian. I believe in redemption. So sometimes people just get in over their heads. And if we can look at people being in over their heads and making adjustments, maybe we can save the project, right? We're going to call him person A. He accidentally revealed receipt number one that needed to be talked about today. I'm like, sir, that's a big red flag. If someone who is an investor, I could tell you now that even if I hadn't been around here for a while, that would start people to do due diligence. Actual investors, they do things a little bit differently. And as someone who's been watching financial crisis since I watched the SNL scandal with my dad, I can tell you now that's going to be a problem. So I'm only bringing it to your attention because maybe we can solve it because we don't really need to be doing that. Person B comes through like a pit bull with rabies on the loose. I'm like, oh, okay. So retaliation is gonna be the mode. Okay, because I know how to deal with you. Keep talking. He was plenty mad. He was plenty mad. And what really made him mad is he kept trying to tone police, and I kept telling him, I ain't the one. You don't own me, so you can't tell me what to say. If you own me, you can tell me how to speak. No, I'm not the one. No, you're not gonna talk to me like that. You're not gonna gaslight me. Absolutely not. It says what it says. Either English language means what it means or it doesn't. No, you're not gonna get. So we kept going back and forth, and I'm like, he put out there receipt B accidentally. I'm like, oh, receipt number two, person B. I'm like, oh, okay. If this is true, let me put this next to receipt number three. And if this is true and this is true, you mean to tell me that y'all knew this was a mess before you started and you brought it over here anyway? See, the thing about it is, but by this time I'm really realizing this person is talking so reckless that the lights are on and nobody's home. No emotional regulation, no intellectual regulation. Because, like, you just put this public forum, you just put information out there publicly that you really didn't need everybody around here to know, but you just got so mad because I would not submit and talk to you the way you want, wouldn't praise you and talk to you the way you want to be talked to, and would not back down, that you done messed yourself up. Okay, so person A has to come in and try to clean it up. But he can't control his braggadocious nature, talking about what they're doing and this, that, and the other. And so I'm like, oh, okay, lights on. Nobody's home because you don't think we can count. Let me just bring out receipt number 4 on you because I'm not going to have either one of you retaliating. Because when y'all see receipt number 4, you can understand I'm going to only give you some of it, but you're going to know when I drop receipt number 4, I can end you. Because, like I told y'all, when you deal with the vanilla ice cream projects, you kind of have to have your stuff together so that they know, oh, snap, no, 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 no. Normally we would. I mean, for 360 years we could, but because like I told person number 2, I ain't one. I ain't one. So I just, drop that there. Bid him a good, one of them suddenly realized he was trying to read all this in traffic. At that moment, I'm like, okay, you know what? Get home safely because, we want you to be. And I just tipped out right there. But it's sitting up there publicly. Person 3 got upset with the whole thing and dropped receipts 5 and 6 publicly on the blockchain. Can't be removed. And I just came in there and said, well, if they're going to retaliate, then we may as well just get it all done and drop receipts 7 and 8. And the thing about it is, if I want to, I could go from 1 through 20 if I wanted to, or maybe even 100. But see, here's the thing about it. Remember I told you guys stop arguing with people? You got to stop arguing with people when the lights are on and nobody's home. This is not a question where they can necessarily hurt me, but it's also just a question of what other things could I be doing with my life? If you took receipts 1 through 8, this project could actually be salvaged. But if the lights are on and nobody's home, if nobody's willing to listen to anything, you're wasting your time. And see, I'm coming to y'all with this because the person that speaks this stuff has to be accountable. So I have to now unwind, scale back, and unwind my participation with this project. With regret, one of the ways that it's hard to walk away from things and from men in general is because sometimes you have a very strong idea of what could be if it could just be right. But one of the things that I've learned both personally and professionally, well, 2 things I've learned that are both personally and professionally. One, you cannot love anything based on relationships better than the people that are supposed to be running it. It does not serve you to do that. If truth is out there, better ideas exist, and people, because they have broken egos, refuse to acknowledge them and get mad. Because remember, I also told y'all in the summer Bible study, men are not like that. They do not want to listen to women. And they don't really listen well to other men either if they don't want to. So when you see that that's not, see, what I do is drop receipts and let other people get involved. Because like I said, I keep telling y'all, they're higher masculine powers. But after a while, there's other things I can be doing. And so I have to practice what I preach too. I just mentioned this. The second thing I also understand, in addition to You can't really love a project or a group of people or a relationship more than they love themselves, that it doesn't serve you to do this. And the second thing I've learned is that what you have to do is give yourself closure. I was having a conversation with a sister today about this. And what people do is that what they will breadcrumb you. They will breadcrumb you. They will do just enough to try to keep you holding on and hoping. And they will do this as long as they can. Person B um, spilled the beans on how long they've been breadcrumbing an awful lot of people. It's not a short period of time. Now, I could have told him that I know how long it is, and I know what happened, and I know whose stuff got snatched. I didn't. Like I said, I got receipts in reserve. But the point I'm trying to make is you can't get closure from people who want to leave hope out there to dangle in front of you, to hope that they can circle back at some point, or hope that you will stay around and keep holding up what they're doing. So, what you have to do is determine what your endpoint is, how you're going to maintain relationships with the people who are important to you, and move on. You can't love people more than they love themselves. You can't love their things and what they're trying to do more than they love it themselves. And you have to give yourself closure because a lot of people are not interested in doing that. I've learned that in 41 years. I'm a single woman. There are a lot of things I don't know about men. I don't have intimate experience on some things. But remaining single and a virgin, there are a few things that I know. A man cannot be changed. Men cannot be changed by women. It takes the only person above them that can make them answer is their creator. And that's actually true of women too, but we tend to be more malleable. There are some very stubborn women out there. I'm sure person B today was dismayed to find out that there are some very stubborn women out there. But one of the ways that I have stayed so stubborn is that when I see that a man I cannot trust, I put up, you want to talk about a wall. I can be just as cordial and as kind, but I will not be moved off my square. Because I've dealt with people in real life. I'm just like, you said what? Oh, okay, this is what we gonna do. Here's receipt one. This is what you said on such a day and such a time. And now you were saying such a day and such a time, and you did not bring that back to us. Therefore, sir, you are in circumvention. You are in circumvention. He started yelling back across the room. I'm like, that's cool. I'm a contralto too. And I'm out here typing it all out. I don't have to really yell at you. I just write down what you said. As you get older, I was younger then, and I also knew that there were enough men around me to protect me from this fool who had lost his mind. Did not come out well for him, but I understand he may have gotten saved later, which is good. I'm happy about it. Not my will that it should perish, because that's not God's will. But what I want y'all to know is, then when you get older, you realize I'm wasting my time. I gave the analogy to someone that I know. Some people are like folks that would go to a battle wearing pink and purple plaid underwear, and that's all. So that you sit up there like, why are you like this? And that's long enough to give them a chance to either escape or do their counterattack. So what you learn to do is when you see the pink, purple, and plaid underwear, the lights are on. I'm sorry. I just flashed to a whole field of people wearing pink, purple, and plaid underwear, but nobody's home. That's all they got. Why would you argue with someone wearing pink, purple, and plaid underwear? It's like the problems here are significant enough that since I can't help you, folks, what I talk about, I deal with in real life. In real life, IRL. And what I talk about often is given to me to share with you just a little while before I need it. So again, the lights are on, but nobody's home. Vanilla Ice Cream Project Edition. Miss D got to do what everybody else has to do. And just slide on back out the picture. And you do too. Be safe out there. Y'all have a good day now. Goodbye. Thank you for listening.